Hello, guys. Welcome to Cafe at Simplify, and we are diving into our introduction to macroeconomics. Yeah, there is this question. It says discuss the different methods of calculating national income and graphically prove how they produce the same results. Yes, discuss the different methods of calculating national income and prove how they produce the same results. So basically, the methods of calculating national income are three. First one is the income method. what you get you as an individual. Then you also the second one, expenditure method. After getting how is that spent, yeah, remember we are in macro, so we are going to look at about the government, the country as a large, the economy, the yeah. So even here in income, total sum of those big units. And the last method is the output method. Yeah, that is basically they are three major ones. So discuss the different methods of calculating national income. Income method or income approach. Some books put income approach. Yeah. This method adds up all incomes earned by factors of production within a country during a given period of time. The income method adds up all incomes earned by factors of production. I hope we know all the factors of production. Yeah. Within a country during a given period, basically yearly. It includes wages and salaries, that is income, rent from land, interest from capital, and profits from entrepreneurial income. So we sum up all that from those factors of production: labor, land, capital, and entrepreneurship. So the incomes we get is what we call the total income, then giving us the income method. So national income equals to wages plus rent plus interest plus profits plus mixed incomes. Those incomes were not so certain where they fall or they belong. Then we come to expenditure approach. This method adds up all spendings on final goods and services produced in a country within a given period of time. And it includes how are you spending? You're either consuming, that is what we are calling consumption, investment, you're also spending, government spending, and net exports. We said net exports is the difference the between the exports and the imports. What we take out and what we input. Yeah, net exports. So the formula is national income, or the GDP, equals to C plus I plus G plus the net exports. And lastly is the output or product approach or method. This is also called the value added method. This calculates the national income by adding the value added at each stage of production in all sectors. So if you are to realize this income approach, yeah, which stage of production, expenditure approach at which stage of production, I'm just giving you a picture. Then output for it at each stage, we are adding up all the value added. If it's from say fishing, they go to a preserve, they do this, they store, they transport at each stage. If it is timber, getting timber from the forest, they do the cutting, then they laminate, yeah, everything, making it waterproof and all that. That is output method. Value added method calculates the national income by adding the value added at each stage of production in all sectors. So the national income is the sum of the value of output minus intermediate consumption. get the actual one. He told us to prove how they produced similar results. So that all the theory methods measure the same economic activity. They are measuring the same activity, just from different angles. For example, income approach looks at this angle of earning for action. But when you earn, what happens is that money you've earned, you're actually going to spend. You want to spend it. Okay. So that's why we are having expenditure, spending and output produced. That is in expenditure. Spending and output produced. Then output, total value of goods and services. So what happens at the end is that the total output equals to the total income. What you've output equals to what you put in, and at the same time equals to the total expenditure, what you are going to spend to get that product you're selling. Yeah, if I had, I would illustrate this very well. If I had the stylus pen, but we have households giving incomes, household supply, household supply what labor, mm, and factors of production, all factors of production. So spending, households do spend, and in that process, they also earn income when they are employed. Then the farms also they buy, they buy those factors of production, and at the same time they also produce the products. So farmers produce goods and pay income to households. When they pay that income to households, households use that income to buy goods from farms. Now it is income here, now here they are buying, so it's expenditure. Therefore, income equals to expenditure equals to output. And get our maths. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful time. Please like, share, and subscribe. Bye bye.